Good morning, gamers. This is Gray with one final look at today's gaming news. I love doing the show every morning, but my life has gotten so busy that I'm going to have to put the show on hold. So this is the last one for at least a few weeks. So with that, let's take a look. What is today anyways? Well, it's Friday, March 24th, 2017, and it happens to be International Day for Achievers, as well as National Chocolate Covered Raisins Day. And my favorite, especially being Friday, National Cocktail Day. When I told that to my wife this morning, she was like, yes. And then she said, isn't every day National Cocktail Day? And I said, touche. And with that, let's take a look at the best the best games released on this day in history. We're over at GameFAQs.com here. And skipping all of the Japanese ones, 14 years ago on the GameCube, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. I thought it was The Wind Walker. The Wind Waker was released 14 years ago on the GameCube. Wow. And then 12 years ago, the PlayStation Portable was released. Very interesting. If we go to 9 years ago on the PC, we got Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath. And let's see. 8 years ago on the DS, we got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Echoes of Time. That's a mouthful. And let's go a little bit more recent here. 2 years ago on the PlayStation 4, we got Bloodborne. We also got Borderlands, the Handsome Collection on both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One 2 years ago. And then, we'll leave it at that. And let's go into our first news story, something I'm very excited about. Destiny 2. Looks like their release date has been possibly leaked by somebody taking a picture of a promotional poster. Now, word on the street is that, who makes Destiny? Bungie. They're going to be announcing it shortly, but they haven't announced it yet. So, what is it supposed to say? Well, on the poster, we can see a couple things. First of all, Destiny 2. It's going to be officially called Destiny 2. We can also see that the word September is above it. So that's great. I like the fact that it's going to come out in September and not in the crowded November, December market time. So that's great there. And on the downside, we see 3 Guardians. And I was hoping they would up it to 4. That's kind of lame. Come on, guys. 3 is just not enough. We need 4 players, not 3 players. In any case, there's some other pictures out there on the internet about this. This one is over at GameSpot.com, but there's others out there that give you a better look at it. Also looks like there's going to be a beta, and it also looks like there's going to be they're going to continue that whole PlayStation relationship where PlayStation people will get extra stuff, which I think stinks. But in any case, it is what it is, right? And I say that because I don't own a PlayStation, although I'm thinking of getting one for the new Elite Dangerous version that's coming out on that, especially if it supports PlayStation VR. I'd like to get in on the ground on that. In any case, here's another story over at GameSpot. Nintendo Switch will soon be back in stock at Toys R Us tomorrow. So that's today. So if you got a Toys R Us near you and you want a Nintendo Switch, check out your local store because the rumor is they may have some. And with that, the next story also is about the Nintendo Switch, and this talks about 3 new games that are coming out today. These are all in the eStore, and we have, let's see here, Neo Turf Masters for $8. That's a golf game. And then we have New Frontier Days, Founding Pioneers for $10. And that's a single-player town-building sim. And finally, we get a port of Othello for $5. So if you're looking for stuff to play on your Switch, you got 3 new games. Next, we have, still at GameSpot, 3 more games added to Xbox One backwards compatibility. Now, last time we talked about this, they didn't really seem like anything too interesting. This has changed. This time, we got some good stuff here. I think a lot of fans out there of the Darksiders series, and Darksiders 2 are both now backwards compatible, as well as Assassin's Creed Revelations. So that's another popular series there. So that's cool. Much better than last time, in my opinion. More free stuff coming out, or a free DLC pack for Titanfall 2 is on the way next week, along with a free weekend. So if you haven't had a chance to play Titanfall 2, check it out. Great single-player story. I haven't finished it yet, but enjoyed what I played so far. It looks like you're going to get a new map. It's an old Titanfall 1 map, Colony, brought into the Titanfall 2 game. And then you're going to get a new weapon. It's an R101 gun, along with a ACOG scope and a bunch of other stuff. If you want to know more, check this story out over at GameSpot.com. Excuse me. And this is more good news as we approach E3, which is always exciting. If you didn't know, EA has their own event. They're not going to do E3 per se. They're having their own event. And they're big enough where they can do that. Makes sense, right? And the news here is that the next Battlefront and the next Need for Speed games will be playable at their event. So tickets are going on sale shortly, but that's very, very cool. So they call it EA Play, and I think it's the weekend before E3. If I can find a date here quickly, I'll shout it out here. Yes, June 10th through the 12th. So that's going to be a very busy week for game news. All right, so good stuff there. Now let's go on to some more news. GTA 5, hey, they're giving you an extra week of double rewards in GTA Online. So special vehicles and verified stunt races will get double bump in GTA dollars and RP. So if you're a GTA 5 player, check that out. You get an extra week. And finally, our last story, at least for the next few weeks anyways, is one that I thought was really cool. If you remember Ed Fries, who helped originally develop and launch the Xbox, he actually found a new, very old game that had an Easter egg in it. In fact, this game turns out to be the oldest game with an Easter egg in it to our knowledge to date. And this happens to be, let's see, the game is, I believe, Starship One is the name of it. And apparently in his conversations with Ron Milner, he explained how, hey, there is a secret in Starship One. There's this way you can enter a code in and get extra lives and get a message and whatnot. So I thought this was very interesting, and there's a full story over at GameInformer.com. With that, that's it. That's the last story of the last episode, at least for the foreseeable future, of Good Morning Gamers. So I want to thank, I know I have a handful of subscribers out there. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any thoughts or comments on how, if I ever do bring the show back, how I can make it better, please let me know. Comment on this episode. Tell me what you liked that I was doing, what you didn't like. I'd love to hear from you. Was it too short? Is keeping it under 10 minutes, was that a problem? Or was it too long? Did you not like the day of what the day was, or, the games of history? Just let me know. And if I ever bring it back in the future, I will definitely take all your feedback into account. And with that, if you want to stay in touch with me, I'm going to be pouring all my after-work gaming efforts into my The Gamer Show channel, both on YouTube and on Twitch. And just search for Greylock and The Gamers Show over at YouTube, and you'll find it. And that's where I'll be spending most of my time. So if you want to stay in touch, you'll find me there. And if this is the last time we get to talk, let me sincerely wish you peace.